This is your Adventist News, a service of the South Bahamas Conference of Seventh-day Adventists. I'm Latoya Burrows. Coming up in this week's broadcast, adventurers learn important values and the colors of life explored. These stories and more on this week's Adventist News. The second annual Adventure 2021 for the Pathfinders of the South Bahamas Conference under the theme Be Strong was held last weekend. We have Parisha Ferguson with more on this.
This year, the adventurers were given lessons from the Bible character Miriam, who taught them how to be brave, strong, and courageous. Randrea Scavella, a teacher at Bahamas Academy, was the guest speaker for the virtual adventure. She taught the children about the life of Miriam and how at a young age she developed these qualities.
We oftentimes focus on Moses and Aaron. Moses was the one that put his rod down and it became a snake. And Aaron was there and he spoke for his brother. But what about Miriam, boys and girls? Well, Miriam was the big sister watching over everything. Miriam was the one who was very brave, boys and girls, by putting Moses in the basket onto the river. How many of you would be afraid to go and put that baby there in the river? Her mom told her to do so, and she did so. How many of you boys and girls are told by mommy and daddy, go and clean your toys, go and clean up your room, don't watch any more TV, but you still go ahead and disobey? Well, Miriam was an obedient little child to her mom, and she listened and obeyed. And I hope that you too can take this trait from Miriam and listen and obey your parents. All right, so after that, she went and she watched. She didn't just leave the basket to just drift along. No, she showed bravery. She stayed there and watched until her baby brother was brought to safety. After the princess found her, Miriam then took something else up. She went with the assignment to ask the princess, would you like me to find someone to take care of this baby for you? And that showed courage. You're going to a princess in Egypt, but she was so courageous. So boys and girls, whenever you feel shy or sad and you don't know what to do, always pray to God, and guess what? He will give you the courage that you need.
The day's event, held by the South Bahamas Conference Pathfinder Club, was filled with music, and the children had an opportunity to make crafts.
Dr. Chidi Nawaba became a lifestyle doctor after swapping his surgeon's knife for lifestyle medicine. He had always been passionate about nutrition as well as medicine, and this has led the UK-based physician to our shores to save lives. This past week, the Grandstown Church here in Nassau held a week of meetings under the theme Life Colors to educate its members and the public on the importance of living healthy and making steps to growing healthy every day. On night one, Dr. Chidi provided practical instruction on how to lower the risk of diabetes and to reverse it.
So one of the first things you need to do is eliminate all simple sugars from your diet. That's it. I'm sorry. Yeah, get rid of the biscuits, the cakes, the chocolates, the sugary drinks, even the juices, and definitely the alcohol. Hopefully you don't have the same thing in the Bahamas, but here we have diabetic ice cream, diabetic cakes, diabetic biscuits. Well, they do exactly what they say they do. They keep you diabetic. Get rid of the white rice, the white bread, the white pasta, the potatoes. If you're a diabetic and you're eating white rice, it is like having a spoonful of sugar every time. I mean, the amount of sugar that gets into your system, it just loads it. And that's why your insulin levels have to keep going up. Your medication levels have to keep going up. In fact, as a simple rule of thumb, I say eat for 2 weeks, eat greens, beans, and vegetables without any fancy dressings. Greens, beans, and vegetables. That will do you, okay? Because that allows your blood sugar to come down. And it means that your body doesn't have to release so much insulin. So less insulin is going to be knocking on the door of your cells, and your cells can then become more insulin sensitive, which is really the cure for diabetes. We don't want to treat diabetes. We want to cure you.
Dr. Chidi said that it is not easy to change your diet, but he gave a tip on how to make the change.
Now, the Dr. Chidi method says this. It says, when you see that donut, that cake, that biscuit, the worst thing you can do is say, I cannot eat the biscuit. I cannot eat the cake. Because our psychology is so wired that when you tell yourself you can't have something, you want it even more. So the best thing to say is just, all right, I'm going to eat the donut. I'm going to eat the cake, but I'm going to eat it in half an hour. Okay, fantastic. Well, in half an hour, whilst you're saying that, eat yourself an apple. Eat yourself an apple. That will release sugar slowly into your bloodstream. After half an hour, you'll have enough sugar in your system to help you overcome the desire for the cake. So that's how it works. Now, some of you might be looking at me and say, well, look, after half an hour, I'm still going to want that cake. Okay, perhaps you can do it again. Do it again, so it means that you don't have to give in to that crave at the beginning, but you're giving yourself something at the same time. And it's called the Dr. Chidi method because it actually does stand for something. It stands for don't resist it, choose to have it, but delay it. Don't resist, choose to have it, but delay it.
For more information from Dr. Chidi, the internationally renowned lifestyle doctor, visit the website drchidi.com. We'll be back with the upcoming events in our conference.
Global Youth Day has been a day that young people around the world look forward to. This past year, many of us had to stop our plans due to COVID-19. Instead of going out to impact the community, we held a prayer session over the youth and those fighting this new virus. 2020 was not what we expected, but we are sure that 2021 will be different. We are calling for all young people, adventurers, pathfinders, ambassadors, young adults, and public campus ministry students to start planning for Global Youth Day 2021. Prepare to be the sermon, to be the hands and feet of Jesus, whether it's in person or virtual. Global Youth Day 2021, reaching out, cultures, colors, and communities.
Welcome back to your Adventist News. Coming up in the South Bahamas Conference, the Message of Hope Church Family is hosting an evangelistic series entitled The Jesus and Me Gospel Campaign with evangelists Leonardo Ferguson and John Garcia. You are invited to join in with this study of the Word of God, listen to health features, and even get a surprise. The meetings are being held from March 14th to the 27th at the rear of the former Bahamas Academy compound on Wolf Road at 7 p.m. nightly. The services will also be live on Zoom, as well as the church's Facebook page at MOH Nassau and YouTube channel at Message of Hope. The Grandstown Church is also in an evangelistic campaign with speaker Pastor Leonardo Ramming. The Encounter Jesus Daniel series will be held online during the week from Sunday to Thursday on the church's Facebook and YouTube channel at 7:30 p.m. Saturdays are in-house at 8:30 a.m. and 11 a.m. The virtual 8 Weeks to Wellness continue every Monday at 6 p.m. via Zoom. Persons are logging on every week to get on track as they participate in exercise sessions, devotionals, health presentations, and personalized coaching. For more information on these events, please visit our conference website at www.southbahamasconference.org, where you can view our news update along with other programming from our cable channel ATV 658, read the weekly logos, and the Adventist page publication from the Nassau Guardian.
I am Chelsea Gibson, a gem from the Philadelphia Seventh Adventist Church, and this is your tip for today. The teenage years are a period of intense physical, emotional, and mental intellectual growth. It's also a time when your child develops habits that can last a lifetime. You can help your teenager reach optimal growth and development by instilling lifestyle habits that support a healthy and happy body. Eat your fruits and veggies. It is recommended that teens get at least 5 servings of fruits and vegetables each day. Fruits and vegetables provide important vitamins and minerals your teen body needs to grow and function properly. Get moving. Exercise does more than burn calories. Engaging in physical activity helps keep the heart and lungs strong and produces endorphins, which are chemicals that improve mood. Watch what you drink. Your body is almost 2/3 of water, so staying hydrated is most important. Teenagers should aim to drink 6 to 8 glasses of water per day. The number increases for teens who engage in sports and are especially active. Other good sources of fluids include 100% fruit juice and low-fat milk. Sugary and caffeinated beverages should be eliminated from the diet completely as they provide excess sugar and empty calories. If you don't snooze, you lose. Teenagers need at least 9 hours of sleep each night to function at their best during the day. It sounds easy enough, but with early morning start, late afternoon practices, and hours of homework, getting enough sleep can be a challenge. Set a regular bedtime that allows for 9 hours of sleep before your teen has to get up for school. Your teen should also engage in at least an hour of quiet time prior to bedtime. The goal is for all electronics to be turned off at night so that the brain and body can relax. Remember 1 Corinthians 10 verses 31. Therefore, whether you eat or drink, or whatever you do it all to the glory of God. I am Chelsea Gibson, and this has been your health tip courtesy of the Adventist Television. Remember, God wants us to prosper and be in good health.
We go now to our news feature from around the world with the Adventist News Network.
Adventist media in Australia has been impacted by a fight between the social media platform Facebook and the Australian government. Facebook has banned the sharing of Australian news content on its platform, including content created by Adventist Record, Signs of the Times, and Mums at the Table. The social media giant blocked content on February 18 in response to the Australian government's new media bargaining bill, which proposes that big tech companies pay media companies for news content. Groups such as Science and Technology Australia, the Bureau of Meteorology, and many others have also been blocked, leading to health and safety concerns, especially with wild weather and bushfires alerts going out. Editor of the Adventist Record, the Adventist News Organization for the Church in the South Pacific, Jared Stackelroth, expressed his surprise at the situation. Waking up to find Facebook had banned all of our content was a shock. We have no way to know how long this might last or what ongoing impact it will have on our ability to share Adventist news around the South Pacific Division. The changes mean that any media pages' posts are no longer appearing, and content is unable to be shared. Countries outside of Australia cannot access Adventist media's content either. Stackelroth said, "This week's events have got me thinking about how, as Christians, we use the platforms available to us. This Facebook ban has been building for a while, and Google may follow suit. We must be effective disciples in every area we can, sharing the good news of Jesus. There may come a day when private organizations like Facebook and Google, and even governments, ban Christian content or Christian individuals from public platforms because of the things we believe."
That brings us to the end of our Adventist news from the South Bahamas Conference of Seventh-day Adventists. Please feel free to share what's happening at your church by sending your news stories and upcoming events by email to sbcadventistnews@gmail.com. To view a rebroadcast of the Adventist news along with other programming, or to keep in touch with what's happening in our conference, visit our conference website at www.southbahamasconference.org. Like, follow, and subscribe to our Facebook and Instagram pages, as well as our YouTube channel. On behalf of the production team of the Adventist Television Channel 658, we thank you for watching our news broadcast. I'm Latoya Burrows for the SBC Media Network. Have a happy Sabbath.